Hello, everybody. Time for our Tuesday night LifeWave training where we're going to cover all things patches. I'm going to, hold on just a second, feedback. So I am going to um, do the first half of the show talking about patch Q&A, and then the second half of the show we'll talk about people who want to share and earn an income. So since you guys are here, I always like to start first if you have any questions at all. So if anyone has a question, if you want to raise your hand, I'll get that answered. If not, I have several Q&As for the week, things to cover. Okay, I'm gonna now at any time, if you guys have a question, just raise your hand. I'm glad to answer it. So these are the questions that I received the past week from our community, and I want to jump into Patchwave Q&A, FAQs. I was asked today, why do we wear the patches for 12 hours and take them off for 12 hours? And the reason why is inside each patch, there's a frequency. And I have the X39 sleeve here. And with our sleeve, you get 30 patches in a sleeve. So that way it lasts you for a month. And in each patch, where that white center is, that's where the frequency is. And there's a different frequency in every patch. And the reason why, so this is the X39. I wear this during the day. I take this off at my hours are like 7 to 7 or 8 to 8. So when I get ready for bed, I take off my day patches. I wear different patches at night, but that's how I do it. But here's the reason why. The best analogy I've heard is if you move to New York City, the traffic is so loud you're not going to be able to sleep. And after a while, you don't hear it anymore. It's still happening, but you don't hear it. That's the frequency in this patch. If you wear this over 12 hours, the body, when it receives the frequency, it tells the body what to do. And if you wear the patch longer than 12 hours, the body doesn't hear the frequency anymore. Like after you live in New York and you can't hear the traffic. So it's the same exact analogy, which means the patch doesn't work because it can't register the frequency. And so to get our desired results, we want to make sure we wear a fresh patch for 12 hours, and then we take it off for 12 hours, throw it away, or use used ones on our pets. We all like to do that. And then wait our 12 hours and put the next one on. So that's the why. And then I had people ask me this past week if they can decide what what their body fixes first. So let me talk about that. And I'll do the X39 again for an example. So this is our foundational patch, and the reason I say that is if you say, can this help with fill in the blank? The answer is yes. And how is that? Whenever we wear the patch, it activates GHK-Cu copper peptides, and GHK-Cu copper peptides activate stem cells. And so we truly do not treat, diagnose, cure anything. Our bodies were always made to self-repair. That is how our bodies were made. We just need the proper natural healing modalities to do that, proper tools. When we wear the patches, it uses light therapy and frequency therapy, no drugs or chemicals. And whenever we wear the patches, it starts working immediately. And we have over 200 patents, the majority of which say that the X39 activates GHK-Cu copper peptide, which in turn activates our stem cells. Now, our stem cells at conception, very first cell was a stem cell. It multiplied, it divided, it made all of us head to toe, inside and out. It's our only repair cell. Problem is, by the time we're 30, half of them don't work. By the time we're 60, none of them work. That's why our bodies deteriorate until the end, until this product. This is the only product on the planet. There is no competition. There's nothing that touches it. It's the only product on the planet that activates the GHK-Cu copper peptide, which activates the stem cells. We have over 200 patents, the majority of which say it does this. And when you have a patent, that means no one else does it. And that's why we're very, very unique, and it's amazing in what we do. And because of that, whenever you start wearing, for example, the X39, people will, I was asked this week, people will start out and they'll say, I have this problem and I have that problem, and this is what I want it to repair, and this is the order I would like things done. And it's interesting because people just have to learn that um, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that our body can self-repair. And we want our stem cells to decide what to repair first, because the first day you wear this, the X39, you have 4,000 active, the GHK-Cu copper peptide has activated 4,000 of your own dormant stem cells. These are your very own. You're not injecting someone else's stem cells in you. These are your very, very own that are activated, and they do a damage assessment head to toe. They prioritize what's going to harm you the worst first, and that's what they go to repair. And so because of that, this is like a hallelujah moment. We want our bodies to decide what to repair first, because we don't know what's going on in there. We don't know the damage that's happening in our body. We don't know the things that are growing or happening or being damaged. Because when people have a heart attack, it's out of the blue. When people are diagnosed with cancer, it's out of the blue. They have no idea. Now, their body inside knew, but they mentally did not know. So that's why, we don't want to say, this is what I have done when, because we don't know what's going on, but our body knows. So that is the good news. Then I have people ask too, they'll say, how long until this works? How long until it repairs it? How long? And we have no idea how long, because it all depends upon the damage to the body, how long the condition is. The more damage the body, the longer it's going to take. The older the body, the longer it's going to take. The more someone's had a condition, the longer it's going to take. The more poorly the body was taken care of throughout the lifetime, the longer it's going to take. And that's okay too, because we have to think, what are the alternatives? I told a story recently. I've been on the patches since February 2 years ago. So it'll be in February, it'll be 2 years. And shortly after I started the patches, I had a root canal over here, actually a few, but I bit down on hard candy and I cracked the tooth, and I developed an infection in that. Now, whenever I went to the dentist, they're taught, and this is our whole system, they're taught, cut it out or give you a pill or a shot. That's all they know. They know nothing else. So they're either going to amputate or give you a shot or a pill. And I went to the dentist, and they're like, infections in teeth never heal ever, ever, ever. We can scrape it out, it'll be back. And they said teeth that are cracked will never. They say the bones in the teeth. These are the dentists talking, and I have friends that are dentists, so I'm not, I'm just saying this is how they're trained. So, and they'll say bones in the teeth never repair. They're not like bones in the body. And once they crack, you have to pull them out. That's the only thing to do. Well, I'd heard enough testimonies about the patches by then, and teeth, for example, and other things. And I thought, you know what? No, I'm going to try this. And because I could have had the tooth pulled and all that done. The cost would have been thousands of dollars. And you're heading toward partial dentures and things when you do that, because once they take one, it weakens everything and they keep going. And when he told me he was going to pull my tooth, and I love my dentist, but I said, you're not getting my tooth. And I said, as a matter of fact, I said, you just want my teeth to start, making more money for dentures and stuff. And he just laughed, but he laughed like, yeah. And I thought, no. So anyway, I didn't. Now, I had to change my lifestyle, and I did not tell my body, okay, body, this tooth is cracked and it has an infection. You will repair it now. And I will give you 1 month on the X39, and this had better be repaired or I'm stopping. Because I'll hear that too. When people tell me I'll try it for a month, I tell them to save their money, because that's a waste of money. We need to wear the patches at least 1 month for every 10 years of life. 2 to 3 months for every 10 years of life if we have chronic illnesses. And I've seen, again, too many people, too many things that, I can name you 20 to 30 things head to toe I used to have that I don't have. So too many things. So I wouldn't let them they're not taking any more body parts. I've made that decision. So I just continued my patching. I continued doing what I was doing. And every 6 months or so, I would have an x-ray done because, they do scare you. They're like, well, this infection can go throughout your body and you'll have a heart attack and all kinds of things. I wonder about that. But anyway, I was monitored. And every 6 months I went, and he said, it's not worse. It's not better, but it's not worse. And so I would take that. And then 16 months later, once I started focusing on this with the patches, with patch placement and things, I went for the x-ray and he said, Lynne, your infection is gone and your tooth is no longer cracked. So during that 16 months, I had to eat soft food on that side of my face because it would hurt if I chewed meat, So, I mean, I had to adjust my lifestyle. But what were my choices? I could put this simple, inexpensive patch on my body, so simple, or I could have tooth amputated. I could have all of the money gone, thousands of dollars gone, and then I'm looking at losing more teeth and dentures and all of the misery that goes with that. Those were my choices, and I chose to let my body do what my body can do. And I can tell you, you name a condition, and I can tell you testimonies of people where they used to have things and now they're fine. And the reason why is our foundational patch activates GHK-Cu copper peptides, which in turn activates stem cells repair. And our doctors, no, the medical field is not taught that. Their whole school system is, if someone has a problem, get the symptoms and then give them a pill to make the symptoms go away. You still have the problem, but you just don't feel it. Or give them a shot, make the symptoms go away. Problem's still there, or cut it out. So, so can I decide what gets repaired first? No. I would have loved that cracked tooth to be repaired in a month, but I had no idea how long it would take. I've had other things, I was on the patches one day and I had long COVID and it was gone after one day. And I had it in my lungs. I didn't know it until I started the patches and I took off running and all of a sudden I could breathe. I had no idea how badly I was breathing until I actually could breathe. So that was day one. That wasn't even on my repair list because I didn't even know I had it. Can we pick the fix? No. Praise God. Can I decide how long it will take? No. And we do have choices. There are other things, but I choose this. Now, I get asked, what will I feel? Will my pain be gone in 24 hours? Will my, and so these are some of our statistics. 10% of people on patches we call one patch wonders. And they have these amazing, like my long COVID gone day one. I mean, that's astounding. And that would be a one patch wonder for that condition. Now, the doctors tell us in LifeWave that if I go to have lung x-rays, it will likely still show I have that because it's not like the body instantly does a miracle like the Lord can do. But what it does is it alleviates the symptoms so that the body can start the self-repair process, so then it is gone. So that's normally what it is. But I'll tell you what, I was on a show Monday night last night, and there was a woman with some young woman, horrible condition in her heart that was a serious problem. And she was on the patches, I want to say a month, and the medical test showed it was fine. So, so it might, but it might not. That's 10%. 70% feel a bit of something the first month, a bit more positivity, a bit more energy, a bit better sleep. That tells people it's working. And again, it might not be a cracked tooth repaired or a tooth infection gone, but it is doing its thing and doing the damage assessment and starting the process. 30% of the people don't feel anything. I mean, not a thing. and they won't feel something for many, many months. Now, why is that? It's because something is seriously happening inside, and you don't know what it is. And I often tell this story. I had a friend who had a bad shoulder injury. She purchased the patches for pain and wore the patches, didn't touch the pain. But she knew what she had a hold of. And we need to understand, especially those of you too helping other people, what we have a hold of, because it's life changing. And what a blessing for us to be able to hear these testimonies of people, including everyone listening to me now. Our lives have been radically changed just by LifeWave. And so the 30%, so it didn't repair his shoulder, but she knew what she had a hold of. And so she stuck with it. You know, she knew whatever was, that there was something going on, didn't know what it was, but something was happening that was taking priority. And I think 9 months later, she went to a doctor. It turned out she had, now I can't say diagnoses because again, we don't treat, diagnose, cure, but I'm gonna call it angry cells. So she had angry cells in her body and she had no idea. And the doctor told her that it should have been much, much worse, but it was not. And so she continued patching. She did no other treatments that are normally done for angry cells, none of them. She continued patching. A few months later, all the angry cells were gone. And then after that, the pain left her shoulder. Now, if she could have picked the fix, she'd have said, fix my shoulder, and then she wouldn't be with us today. And so this again is why it's a hallelujah moment. And why, you know, it took her body that length of time to repair, I don't know. But this is not a McDonald's fix. And actually, that sounds pretty fast to me in the scheme of things. It's just we're used to McDonald's microwave sorts of things, and that's just not how the body, especially with severe damage. So she was a 30%er. And the 30%ers that we have, whenever they stick with it and know what they've got a hold of, you know, then we start seeing things whenever it's time. The other thing I want to talk about is patch placement. So it's really important that the patches are placed properly to get our results. And we had a recent testimony of someone who was having some severe pain and was unfortunately and getting and I got contacted, thank goodness, and she wasn't you know, we didn't know, she thought she might be a 30%er because she wasn't feeling anything. But what I did was I asked her, where are you placing the patches? And when she told me, it was an ineffective patch placement. So it's really important about where we place the patches. The we do get books with every product and it gives patch placement. And this is the book for the glutathione, carnosine, and eon. When our inventor did the clinical studies, this is where he put the patches. So the FDA required anytime it goes in print, that's the only place that can be in print, which is fine. These are great patch placement areas because he chose those for the clinical studies because they were good places. That being said, if someone has an immediate problem, we have found that they get their best results by putting the patches straight on the problem. And so I like to talk to people about what is your situation, and then you know, help guide you to place the patches there. So in this one woman's case, once we got the patches in the right place, then her pain started coming down and things started happening. So that part's important too. And if you guys have questions about that, or if you're sharing the patches, you know, I'm always available and you can ask me. And I'm glad to tell you about that too. Then I also wanted to, and you guys interrupt me with questions anytime if you have it. I also wanted to give you tips on how to get maximum benefit from the patches. So the first tip is drink water. Water is super, super important. Drink half in ounces, drink half of your ideal body weight in water. And make sure it's good water too. The our tap water, and I just say this as a side note because our tap water contains so many hazardous chemicals that, you know, when our grandparents were on Earth, those of us who've lost them, they didn't drink as much water as we do. And the reason why is it was good water. And our bodies are craving healthy water. So try to do what you can to get your systems filtered, but drink half of it. And this is true water too. It's not tea, it's not coffee, it's not things like that. It's actual water, and that's very, very good for the stem cells. You also want to take minerals every day, and the minerals are things like magnesium and zinc. So magnesium and zinc, selenium, and that's Selenium, selenium, copper, and potassium. So magnesium, zinc, selenium, Selenium, copper, and potassium. Those are, and why those are important is they give us healthy stem cells. Now, for like a cheat sheet on all of this, purchase Celergize. Get the Celergize. This contains all of the, this is Celergize Morning, and this contains all of the vitamins and minerals that we need to have healthy stem cells. For years, the inventor, he'll give these little tutorials on the patches and different conditions and what they help, and he will always list other supplements that help. Well, then he decided last year to put those in and call it Celergize for our stem cells. And I think, let me try to see if I can make this. No, I don't think I can make it bigger, but that's okay. So if you go to LifeWave.com, or if you're a current customer and you sign into your back office, you can see the ingredients. But they're the majority of ingredients for normal people that aren't targeting specific health conditions. This is what we need. In addition to add some vitamin D, here's Gracie the cat, and add some fish oil, and you should be set. So this Celergize Morning contains all these supplements that I'm talking about, and it saves you a ton of money, because most people are, move Gracie because she punched buttons last time. Most people are very deficient in their minerals, so we need to make sure that you have those. And most people spend a ton of money on their supplements, and you can save a lot of money. So that's, and get good quality sleep. Now, by quality sleep, that's when our bodies repair. So get good quality sleep. Me personally, I thought I got great sleep. I really, really did. And then I had several of you guys on, and this was in my earlier months being on the patches. I had several of you guys talking about silent nights. And you're like, oh, Lynn, you got to try this. It's so great. And so finally I thought, okay, and I tried one. Well, I didn't know what good sleep was until I got the Silent Nights patch. And it puts you into the deep REM sleep, which enables your body to be in that self-repair process. And since there's 12, the patches are guaranteed to work for 12 hours and no longer. And so if you want to achieve your results, your desired results from the patches, don't wear them longer than 12 hours. Mistakes every now and then are fine. But now with the sleep patch, like for me, I sleep 7 hours. And I know that the patch is good for 12. And so when I wear one, I know that after 7 hours, I have, 6 more hours left. So I'll write that on or 5 more, sorry, Bart. I've been up since 3 a.m. 5 more hours left. Don't make me your accountant, praise God. But I'll write on the patch how many hours I have left, and then the next night I'll wear that patch, because it's not, it still has enough what I call juice left. Still has 12 hours, and then that might be the only patch I wear that night if I don't wake up that night, or I might take it off, if I'm close to waking up and have gotten up to go to the bathroom. But remember that with the silent nights, but you need to get good sleep and good nutrition. So with the good nutrition, we're hearing all kinds of information now that what they call food is not food. So if you're eating anything that's processed, that's chemicals. There's no food. It's not food. And that's why we are nutrient starved. And unfortunately, if you're eating GMO fruits and vegetables thinking you're doing a good job, that's Roundup. That contains Roundup, which is giving us cancer. So we just have to be aware. We've had praise God for the Surgeon General, Dr. Latipo in Florida. His wife's a friend, and they're out researching. Bread is they pulled all those bread products off the shelf, Roundup, baby formula, arsenic, candy, arsenic. So anything that's manufactured, just be very, very careful of, because good nutrition is important. And we can wear our patches, but if we're eating garbage, then we're not going to get the best results of our patches. So that's why that's important. Exercise a little. Now, what's a little? The doctors will say like 30 minutes a day walking, but I'll tell you what I recommend, Tabatas. And I talked about this on another show, but let me tell you what a Tabata is. Tabata was made by a man whose name is Tabata. And what it is if you exercise, if you do this 4.5 minutes a day, that's all you need. 4 minutes, 30 seconds, at least once a day, each day. It's like walking 45 minutes. So what you do is it's 20 seconds, 10 so 20 seconds of some intense exercise. So like I'll jog in place, and you just go as fast as you can. Don't put yourself in danger or fall or anything, but just do your hardest push for 20 seconds, and then you stand still for 10 seconds, and then you do it again for 20 seconds, and you stand still for 10 seconds. And you do that for 4.5 minutes, and your body thinks it's exercise for 45 minutes. A good exercise, like me running. It's equivalent to me running for 45 minutes, doing a 4.5 minute Tabata. And this has been proven. I have a sports nutritionist who's the best in a 4-state area. This has been proven scientifically, real science, that's how our bodies respond physiologically. So exercise a little. And if you have, just very, very little time, do the Tabata. It's amazing. And then with your patches, the other thing to make this successful is patch consistently. We have to wear the patches every day, so that way they do what they're supposed to do. Now, every now and then, if you forget, that's fine. Making mistakes, that's fine. But other than that, just consistently every day, which is another, someone asked me a question. They didn't realize that 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and they wore the patches consistently for like a week or two. And so that, we can never harm ourselves because there's no drugs or chemicals in the patches, but they won't help us. And then if you have chronic medical conditions, then add the Aeon patch, AEON. That's our anti-inflammatory patch. And if you have a chronic medical condition, that means your body has a high level of long-term chronic inflammation too. And it makes it more difficult for stem cells to move throughout the body and do what they're supposed to do whenever you have that high level of inflammation. So those are tips. So does anyone have questions based on anything that I've said so far? No? Oh, yes, Karen. You got it.
Okay. So with the thank you so much, Lynn. With the patches that have two, they come in the sets with the white and the brown.
Yep.
When you're placing that on an alternative area, you would still put the white one on the right, whatever side of the body the injury or whatever is on. But then what do you do with the brown one? You put it on the same part on the other side?
Excellent questions. Now, are you talking about the energy patches or the IceWave?
Well, both.
Both. Okay. So let me start with the energy patches. So our energy enhancer comes with all of the sleeves of patches come with 30 sleeves. and there's a cardboard divider in the middle of it, and you'll find 15 brown patches on one side, and this is the energy enhancer. And then you'll find 15 white patches on the other side. Now, as a general rule of thumb, then for everybody, great question, Karen. Think white on right, white on right. And so my favorite place to put these is right here. It's called lung point 1, or maybe it's L7. I know, sorry guys, I've been up since 3, so I might forget a couple details. But so there's a little indent here underneath your collarbone, and I put the white on right, and then the brown goes on the other side. That's the energy patch. This is one of the favorite places for people to wear this, by the way. The other favorite place is under the feet. Under the feet at the K1. I'm 100% sure it's called K1. You can research it online, but if this is your foot and these are your toes, the K1 is about there. There's like an indent. Now I can't do that because I'm so athletic that I sweat so much when I run that we have medical grade adhesive, which is the best of the best, but there's only so much, you can shower in these and sweat to a certain degree, but if I'm running for a few hours, they're just not going to stay on. And if you take a bath or swim, they're not going to stay on too. But otherwise, yeah, always think white on right. And the energy patches come with the placement guide, and those are great places to put them too. Now, when it comes to the IceWave patches, we have 3 primary patching techniques. So the IceWave patches, this is strictly for pain. And matter of fact, in Europe, they're actually classified as a pain management tool. I think that's in France. So with that, you get also a brown patch and a white patch. And we have 3 ways I'm going to teach you, our primary ways. First, with your pain point, you decide how bad the pain is on a 10-point scale. So let's say it's a 10. And what you do is the first technique is the clock technique. So you put the brown patch on the point of pain, wherever that is on your body, and then you think like a clock, and you put the white patch 2 inches above it at noon, and just wait a few seconds. And if you think that it's improving, then assess, then that's where it's going to go. But if not, you try 3 o'clock, and then you try 6 o'clock, and then you try 9 o'clock. Again, 2 inches apart. Now, if that doesn't help, then put the white patch 6 inches apart. So you're still putting the brown on the pain, and then you put the white 6 inches at noon, and then try it at 3. And you're just leaving this in each place for, 30 seconds, a minute, not that long. You'll know if it helps or not. And then put it down at the 6 o'clock, and then at the 9 o'clock. So those are called the clock techniques. Now, then the other technique is called an arrow technique. So if my pain is here, I pretend I have it. I put the brown patch on the point of pain. I pretend there's an arrow in my body, and I'll put that white patch where the arrow would come out of my body. And this is like one of my favorites of all. I find with pain management, just while I'm on this topic, my absolute favorite pain management is stacking the X39. And with that, I've told several stories of that. I have had injuries, mainly from working out, because I work out pretty intense, that would send most people to a hospital or calling an ambulance, because I've had times where I can't walk, I can't get in the car because I've done something. And my favorite thing to do is I'll take the X39 patch, and I'll put 1 patch on the point of pain, assess, where my pain's at. And until it goes to like a 2 or 3 or a 0, I keep stacking an X39 like a pancake, one on top of the other on top of the other. And I'll do that up to 3 patches. And normally then I'm comfortable. I've never had to go past 3 patches. On rare occasions, I've had some customers that are in such severe pain that they'll put 6 patches down, but they get relief. And that's where we're at now. When you're in that much pain, it's debilitating. You can't think. And so they're more than willing to put 6 patches down, because what that means is they're going to have to order patches sooner. But if anyone's ever had any type of severe pain, you really don't care. You want the pain gone. So this is what I do for the most part for pain. But the ice, and when you have pain, when I take these off after 12 hours, and it's nighttime, the pain comes back. Usually not as bad, but it's still there. And that's whenever I kick the IceWave in. And I'll put the IceWave, again, the brown patch where it hurts the worst. And then I'll do the clock technique or the arrow technique. And I'll do whichever technique until, I know the pain is down enough to where I can manage it. And if I still need more pain relief, what I do is we do what's called wallpapering. And there are several patches I wear in the day and several I wear at night. And I'll take all the patches, whatever I'm wearing in the day or night, and I'll put them right on the pain. And that helps tremendously, tremendously. So any other questions? David, did you have a question?
Yeah, thanks,
Yep.
Lynn. So the first thing I didn't know is I thought you just put 12 and then you let it rest for 12, but it sounds like you were able to do 12 and 12 with different patches, like
Yes.
day and night.
Yes, that's a common question when people are newer. So during the day, I'll wear, for example, an X39, an X49, an Eon, energy patches, an SP6. So that's my date, and I'll take those off. I'm a 7 to 7, 8 to 8 person. So I'll take those off at bedtime. And then at bedtime, I wear the Alavita and the Silent Nights, and sometimes the Carnosine patch, depending. And then I'll wear those for 12 hours. And then when that 12 hour, well, except the sleep patch, I take it off when I wake up. But then when that 12 hours is over, then I put on the X39, the X49. I'm back to my day patches. But that's a great question, because people do get a little confused about that when we say 12 on, 12 off.
Yeah. And then the other, like the placement, I mean, maybe you said there's other, there are more, is there, I mean, I looked at the book, but you said there might be other places. Did you publish on the other places for the placements?
So there's nothing published for the other places because the FDA won't allow the company. They'll
Sure.
only let them publish where they did the clinical studies with. However, in practice, we've all found wonderful patching techniques that help. And one of the number one is put the patch that's focused on that problem on the issue. So what I'm glad to do is if you have a specific question tonight, I'm glad to answer, or you can reach out to me tomorrow, and I'm glad to just give you some individualized help with where to put what patches.
Sure. So my daughter has headaches, and so does my wife sometimes, and so I'm not sure for migraines maybe.
Yes. Yes. So what I'd like you
This
to
meeting
do
is being recorded.
is okay, there we go. Okay. So what I would like, there's a website, David, called liveyoungerproducts.com. So liveyoungerproducts.com. And when you get to that website, there are 3 bars in the upper left-hand corner. And if you click on them, there's a pull-down menu. And in that pull-down menu, there's a phrase that says HAT protocol.
Okay.
And when you see the HAT protocol, that's what I recommend that you do for your wife and your daughter.
Okay.
And what it is, when you see it, David, it's literally they're wearing a hat, baseball hat. But if their migraines come at night, you can wear like a skull cap or a beanie or something. But it tells you the exact patches to put in the hat for these migraines. We have huge amounts of testimonies of people with horrible, severe migraines for years, and then now they don't when they wear that hat protocol. And what they're finding too is it might take up to, I think the longest I've ever heard is 4 hours for the migraine to go away, which is still big. And then once the migraine's gone and they're comfortable, they feel comfortable again, and they take off their hat. If there's still 12 hours of juice left, They can just, we have people that have a hat hanging all the time with the patches in it. So that way, when a migraine hits, they can toss it on and get that relief, knowing how much, juice is left again since there's 12 hours. But that's where I recommend that you go look, because off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact things and I don't want to say it wrong
Sure.
since
Thank
I'm
you.
tired. But yeah, that's the perfect place.
Thank you. God bless.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Karen. So you're still muted.
Okay, there. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So my brand new,
I just want you to look.
what's that?
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
no, we're just getting some feedback.
Oh, okay. So my brand new preferred customer just got his patches like a couple of hours ago.
Okay.
He is on his way to the Opry. He's a piano player and he's playing at the Grand Ole Opry tonight.
Ah,
Yesterday, he did something to his wrist, and then he's in just a huge amount of pain right now. I told him to put his patch on his wrist. It hasn't knocked it down. I told him to stack it. He doesn't have the Eon, it's just the X39. Do you feel like he should stack it or maybe spread the three around, or what should he do? He said just the one hasn't knocked the pain down.
yeah.
If I could get him the Eon, I would drive out there. I told him I would leave right now, but
So Karen,
I don't know if it would help.
is the pain in one location or is it all over his hand?
Well, it's his wrist.
His
So,
wrist.
but
Okay.
he doesn't think he broke it. He thinks he just like sprang it or something or pulled some
So
tendon.
is it, so here's what I recommend. And yeah, if you need to go run, do.
I know, I
So
just got another
the,
text message.
yeah, so for training for everyone, the X39 one patch normally will take pain down one notch on the 10-point pain scale. And so that's why, Karen, the one patch for him on the worst point of pain. And then once he does that, wait a minute, put the second X39 on the second worst point of pain, which
Okay.
may be on the same area, stacking like a pancake, and it may be different. And then have him put a third one on the third worst point of pain. And
Okay.
since he's getting ready to play at the Grand Ole Opry,
Yeah,
tell the man to put 6 on. I mean,
I know.
whatever he needs to
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
He
And
plays at 8:50. So yeah,
well, if you
okay.
need to run, girl, you take off. But yes, if you have eons, because you cannot hurt yourself by putting too many on. And if you have eons, yes, he can put those on
Would
too.
those work fast enough if I drove those out there to him because he doesn't have any? Can he wear more? He could wear more than one. We could put 2 or 3 on,
That's
and
right.
that would maybe bring that swelling down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
But
talk to him.
the biggest key is getting those X39s on him, because I've told a story where I had that back injury from working out too hard and I couldn't walk. I couldn't get in the car. Most people would call an ambulance. I put the patches on and I got that pain down to like a 2 or 3, super manageable.
Wow.
So yeah, if he just needs multiple patches, he's in trouble.
Yeah, he needs it all.
Yeah.
So I'll read this. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just talking with him right now. Thanks.
You're welcome. Let me know how it goes and let me know if you need anything. Okay. Does anybody else have a question? Okay. All righty, good. Then what I want to do is spend a few minutes on the a couple minutes on the specials, and then on those of you who are sharing the patches. So we have a special going on right now, and you should have all received an email from me. If you're not getting my emails, please reach out and let me know, because I know a few of you the last few days. So check your spam. But if you're not getting them, I can double check that on the email list, because You should be getting one email from me every Sunday at 1 o'clock Central Time, and that's testimonies from our community about, you know, all the amazing things that the patches have done. And sometimes I'll do a Q&A, but usually we have so many testimonies, it's wonderfully long. I love it. It's wonderfully long with everything that happens. And you should also get newsletter from me every Tuesday morning with a Zoom link for the meeting tonight. And the Zoom is different every Tuesday, so you'll need that email. And if for some reason you don't get, you normally do, just reach out and I'll forward mine. But there's a special going on that I'm taking advantage of. And you guys can, I recommend it because I've never seen, this is the cheapest I've ever seen the patches. I've been with them 2 years. I've never seen the patches this cheap. And what you can do is you buy 2 X39 patches and you get an X49 for free. That's $100. You save $100. I mean, it's huge. I've never seen that kind of savings. Now it's going on now until like 11:59 p.m. Central Time on the 22nd. So you have a few days, but we don't have many days. So again, 2 X39s and then an X49 for free. Now, in your website, when you're, because I know everyone listening is already a customer, you go in and you check there's a promotions tab. So you don't add 2 X39s and an X49 in a cart and check out. You won't get the deal. There's always a promotions tab, and you'll see that in your shop on your homepage. On the left, there's a shop button, and it's a pull-down menu, and it'll say promotions. And that tells you what our current promotions are. And that's where this will be. Because I had someone accidentally, you know, they were excited about the promotion, couldn't figure out where it was, newer to LifeWave, saw that they could order X39s and X49s by themselves, filled their cart, checked out, didn't look right. And so I told her, I said, just call customer service real quick and have them cancel that order and get you the right shipment. So that's huge. So I want everyone to take advantage of that. The other thing going on, so now I'm going to flip the rest of our time into talking about those of you who are sharing and earning income. They have a new promotion out for us with a special bonus. And if you're not subscribed to the corporate LifeWave newsletters, I recommend that you are, because that's where you're going to hear these first. They'll drop in your emails before these Tuesday night meetings. And I can't remember if I asked you this, guys, with this before or not, but I am so glad if people are interested to start a group text with us from all of you guys on my team with LifeWave. And then that way, when this stuff pops out, I can throw it up on a text and tell you guys even faster. And if that's something you'd be interested in, just, you know, text me. You all have my number in the next few days, and I'll start a group chat with us. And it'll just be strictly for LifeWave, because I know we all get a lot of texts, but it'll be for, you know, updates and current events and things that are going on. Sometimes I was thinking there was a training coming up, and I thought, wow, I wish I had my team on a group text, and I would share that with you guys because I think you'll enjoy it. But so let me know if you'd be interested. But I really recommend that you subscribe to the corporate newsletter. And there's a place in your back office to do that. And if you can't find it, just call customer service, and then that way you'll know. But this is basically a promotion where when we sign up preferred customers, which we all do naturally as we help people, and they're giving us extra bonuses when we do that. So you can check that out. And then I wanted to talk about your order dates and your renewal dates. In the upper right-hand corner on your home page, when you sign in, it'll say order date, and then it'll have a separate thing that says renewal date. Now, to stay active, we have to stay active in order to earn income as being brand partners. And in order to earn income, we have to be a brand partner. And to stay active as a brand partner, we need to order 55, and I'm going to call it points to keep it simple, a product a month. We sell 10 patches. The X39 and X49 count as 77 points each. All the other patches count as 55 each when purchased individually. When you purchase the other patches in bulk, the points of those go down a bit. But when you order, it tells you exactly how many points each patch is worth. And to stay active as a brand partner, we need to buy a product that's 55 points a month, which is basically any patch. It is any patch. And whenever you become a manager, which is very easy to do, and once you become a manager, then you have bonus opportunities available. But then it's 110 points a month, but your customers help. Their purchases also count toward that 110 a month. That's why I recommend, though, that everyone get on auto ship. First of all, because it guarantees our patches come like clockwork, because the consistency is important. But the other reason is, if you ever don't order, all your points flush out. And as you keep growing, because our income and the number of points we have is a direct reflection of how many people that we're helping. And so your points are gonna grow and grow and grow. And to have them flush out, I can't imagine. I've heard a few stories of people that accidentally happens to them, but once it's done, it's done. There's no going back. So we're the ones responsible to make sure that we stay active. But it's super helpful, because now on our homepage in the upper right hand corner, it has next order date, and that tells you when you need to order by in order to stay active. And then the renewal date, once a year, as a brand partner, those of us who are sharing the patches and earning income, we need to pay $25. It's like a Costco fee. And you'll see that's the renewal date. And you also get 2 or 3 emails that month. I get notified, so I reach out to you guys too, to see, if you're wanting to stay a brand partner or go preferred customer, or where you're at in your life. But that's what those 2 dates are. So, and then I have questions about, excuse me, should I sign someone up when they want the patches as a preferred customer or a brand partner? And so it's pretty simple. If they want to start sharing the patches and earning income immediately, sign them up as a brand partner, because we have to be a brand partner to earn income from this. If they're like, I want to try the patches first, that's what most people say. Or they'll say, I want to try the patches and then I want to share. Then always sign them up as a preferred customer now, because we have a new enhanced compensation plan that just went into effect, and it's much better for our customers. We always do what's best for our customers, and it's better for them underneath this new plan. So that's just a simple decision. And then whenever they're ready to start sharing the patches and earning income, then we talk about our training. And we have 2 excuse me, training websites. One is healthiswealth.biz, healthiswealth.biz. The other is liveyoungersuccess.com. And for the training, and let me see if I can do a screen share real quick. No, I don't have it up. The majority of people I ask how they like to learn, whether it's videos or reading, most say videos. So that's why I'm going to healthiswealth.biz. It's pretty much all videos. And what you do is you watch this first, let's get going. And then you scroll down to step-by-step training videos, watch now. And then you see these 3 videos, and it's about 30 minutes worth of training. Once you watch those, you get with me and we do a Zoom together or over the phone, whatever is convenient for you. And I answer your questions. So write down questions that you have. And there's different worksheets you can click on here to learn. And then when you contact me, I'll teach you even more to get you going to the next level. Our other website, now me personally, I like reading. So I liked the Live Younger Success. And with Live Younger Success, all you need to do is to read steps 1, 2, 3, and you're ready to share. And what's very, very important, matter of fact, Karen and I were having a topic about this, but we run out of time tonight, Karen, so we'll probably chat about things next week during the call. But you don't need to know, that is all the training that you need in order to start sharing the patches and earning income. You don't need more. That's it. And the reason why is with LifeWave, this is a learn as you earn organization, and it really works best that way. And you have me as your upline to support, or whoever enrolled you in LifeWave as your upline, and we're there to help you and support you. And we're there to teach you, to train, to answer questions, to help you with the people that you're talking to, and then you learn. And we have a proven system. It's easy to duplicate. So whenever you have people say, you know, I'd like to start sharing patches, you know, and earning income under you, when your customers say that, then that way they can easily learn too, and then we all grow together. So it's nothing complex, it's nothing hard. What I find, because I did this myself, so I'll just tell on myself. When I first started with LifeWave, I thought I had to know everything because there was someone like me talking. See how I do know everything? I do now, but I didn't then. And so I would hear like Connie, for example, she knew everything. And I would sit her listening to her spout all this stuff off, and I thought, you know, I don't get the half of that. I don't really understand. I know this is wonderful, and I know I want to help people, but I don't understand everything that's going on, their terminology and things. And so I was told exactly what I'm telling you, that you don't need to learn. Let us in your upline help you, because we want you. If your goal now is to earn money in addition to your health, that's what we want to help you do. And you know, my day job, I'm an international human resource consultant. I do this for a living, help people, you know, have good livings. And so this is like on my heart anyway. It's part of one of my callings. And so you need to trust the system and just let us above help you. But I had trust issues back then. I've been patched now long enough to where I don't have near the trust issues I used to have. But I thought you have to know everything. And so I attended as much training as I could, which is a good thing. But what I did was I didn't share as much as I could the first few months, thinking I had to know it all. And then the day dawned on me, and I thought, you know what? I see now, I really don't have to know it all. So I just jumped in with both feet and did what I did, the training, followed our protocol, let my upline help me. And that's when I started soaring. So this is proven. LifeWave's been in business over 20 years. What we do is proven, and we have, I think, the best team of all in LifeWave. And so, so once you get that initial training with those videos down, or the steps one through three, that's all you need to know. Reach out to me. I'll get you started for support. If you have upline that signs you up, reach out to them. And some of our of your upline might be new, but I'm here, and there's still times today that I have questions, and I reach out to my upline. So we're here to train. We're here to support each other. So I do want you to sign up for the corporate newsletter. When you go to healthiswealth.biz, you'll see a newsletter that they have. I really encourage you to sign up for. And other than that, watch the videos and reach out to me or your sponsor to get more training. And I recommend not. There's tons of information online about LifeWave, and you'll drown in it. You'll do nothing. You'll help no one, and not help yourself with your income. So I would not go in the ocean of information. I would stay on those two websites, and stay with us. And training with the time Karen, do you have your hand up because you have a question? I'm sorry. No? Okay. I was going to say.
I keep messing with my hair.
Carry
Sorry.
along. Okay, no worries. Okay. So training. Now it is nice to have training. And if you are interested in pure product training, I really encourage you to do the Doc Talk on Sunday nights, 6:30 Central Time, and you go to conniezoom.com, and Connie leads it. She's also the one that created the healthiswealth.biz website, Connie Lucas. She's very high up in the company. But Connie, CONNIE, zoom.com. And you just type that in your browser, and there's up to 1,000 people there. I do recommend you join a few minutes early. They haven't filled yet, but they're getting close. And once they hit 1,000, they can't admit anybody else. It hasn't happened yet, but they've been close. And that's where you're going to get primarily focus on the X39 and you'll hear about the X39, and you'll hear about the there'll be up to 15 practitioners, a lot of doctors there describing the patches. You'll hear amazing testimonies. Now, it's not recorded for people's privacy, but for their medical information. But the Sunday night at 6:30, ConnieZoom.com, the Doc Talk, great product information. And even if you're not going to share the patches, it's still great educational information about why we're doing what we're doing. This training, you're going to get a mix of the product training and how to share and earn income. And this is a place too where you can ask any questions that you want. So it's a place for lots of Q&A. So I really recommend this. And those are the two main ones I recommend. If you want a pure business training, then Connie does that on Monday nights at 6:30 Central Time. And again, that's at ConnieZoom.com also. So that's, again, pure business training. So, boy, time just flies when we're together. Okay, so it's time to close out. Does anybody have any questions at all?
You mentioned the water machine.
Yes.
Then maybe you'd notify people about it as soon.
Yes, yes. Would you like me to put you on the list?
Yes, well,
Okay.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. So what I'll do with that, you're welcome. If I'm keeping a list, so that way, as soon as the water machine's out, I'll contact you guys so you can purchase it immediately. And with the water machine, it's supposed to be out. Well, it's been manufactured, it's being shipped, so it will be released in March. And it's going to be an amazing thing. Did you have any specific questions about it, David, or just get you on my list?
I haven't seen like a description of like exactly what it is, but anyway, yeah, anything that has information on it, yes. But the list is good.
Yes, yeah, perfect. Okay, so the best place for information at this time, I think it was like 7 months ago, I did a 45-minute show just by myself talking about the water machine, all the details. And it's on my Rumble channel, the Lynne Scott Haggerman Show. So look back about 7 months, and you'll see a lot of information there.
Okay.
And then you can always reach out to, if you have any questions, just give me a call or shoot me an email.
Okay, great, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. Karen, did you have a question too?
Oh,
I
I
would
did.
like to.
Oh, wait.
Sorry, two Karens.
Two Karens.
Go ahead.
So yeah, so Karen E.N., let's have you go first. I think you
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I wanted to ask about the water system also. I'd like to be on the list as well.
Okay. Very good.
And same.
And same, Karen?
The other
Okay.
Karen.
Okay. Okay. And you know what too, just to make sure, it would help me too, if you guys would email or text me also, so I've got that I can add, I'm writing it down, but I just want to double check. So I want to make sure I do everything that, share, and you can text or email me and let me know. So that'd be great too. Yeah. Yeah, the water machine is going to be amazing. It's to be used in conjunction with our patches, because that's whenever the amazing things start happening. But yeah. Any other questions?
Lynn?
Yeah.
Hi, this
Hi.
is Darlene, of course.
Yes.
Hey, I have a question, and you may have covered this, but I may not have heard it or understood it, so I'm asking.
Okay.
Okay, this is a funny question. How does the patch know when it's been used up to 12 hours? Because apparently there's some study or something out there that says, hey, after 12, it's not going to be as effective.
Yeah, so I mean, that's an excellent question. So this is how that happened. So I'll go back a bit and then I'll answer your question. Big Pharma, which we're not, we're a wellness product. Big Pharma is required to conduct thousands and thousands of studies before a product reaches the market. And we're not clinical studies, but our inventor is a scientist. So he's done 89 clinical studies on the patches. And it's from those clinical studies that they discovered that they can guarantee the patches will work for 12 hours, but no longer. So whatever measurements, when he explains this, he'll talk about they have all kinds of medical and scientific instrumentation and things that they do to analyze and figure out what they figure out. But that's how that came to be, was from the clinical trials.
So if you happen to mistakenly or whatever leave that on, what happens? Is there any
Nothing,
problem?
nothing happened. No. So we can never ever hurt ourselves because there's no drugs or chemicals. What
Right.
happens is, so 2 nights ago, I was super tired and I was trying to remember where I put all my patches, and I was just so tired. And I kept checking and double checking, and I thought, okay, I think I have them all. So I woke up the next morning and I thought, what's that? And I had the X39 on the back of my neck still. I slept in it. And I've only worn it there for 2 years. So, I remember, but I was like really tired. And so what that did was I had that patch on them for close to 24 hours. So it was effective doing its job the first 12. Second 12, it wasn't. But what that meant was I needed to rest for 12 hours. So I was not able to wear it that next day. But then the following day, I was back into my pattern. So it happens.
My other thought was when you're peeling them off, and like you said, sometimes you might miss one.
Yeah.
Or let's say your night patch, it might be the silent night patch. You don't sleep 12 hours normally. So you might want to use, if you slept, let's say 8, and then you say, oh, I've got 4 hours technically left.
That's right.
So, yeah. So my thinking is, and that can, I mean, I kind of put it aside. But the problem is sometimes I'll go back and I go, uh-oh, if it's more than one, I'm like, which one was this? I wish they had a label. I guess I can just take a marker Sharpie and
That's
label
okay.
like,
Yep.
Silent Night, SN. But sometimes when I peel it off and then I take it off, then I don't realize which one it was originally.
Yeah, no, you're spot on there. So like with my Silent Nights patch, I'll put an S.
Okay.
With my glutathione patch, for the most part, I wear it every day, but sometimes I might not for whatever reason. But every time I go outside, I've got that thing on to protect myself from everybody else's colds and flus and germs. And
Good
so
point.
I might not wear that for a full 12 hours. So I have some that say G and the number 5 if I have 5 hours left, because it's hard to, because they look alike, it's hard to remember. And we've all had that suggestion that we wish they would also put but yeah. So we mark, we write.
Have you ever said, like in a conversation, it's like, oh, have you got your flu shot? And then maybe open the door for a glutathione type comment? I'm
No,
just
but
thinking
that's very
out loud.
creative. I think that's great, Darlene. I do. I mean, that's perfect, because why put that stuff in your body and give yourself the flu, especially whenever it appears that they're putting mRNA in a lot of those also. And so, yeah, I think it's a great opening question, because we
Because
don't have to, yeah,
I was going to say, we've all gone through COVID.
yeah,
Yeah. We know what that means.
yeah,
Sometimes you don't know what
exactly.
you get. Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right. I think that's a great opening question.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, well, you guys have been awesome. So if you want to
Thank
unmute, we'll say goodbye, and then
you.
you're
Thank you very
welcome.
much.
Thanks, Lynn. They get better and better.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay, night, everybody.
Good.
Thanks for the info.
You're welcome.